Hi, I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance, and today we're going to talk about the Schrade SCHF52. As you guys know, I had a failure with the 52, couple of them, well, three. But since then, I have, thanks to JW Bullets and Blades, another YouTuber who put me in contact with the right people at Schrade, they took a look at my problem, and they replaced the knives. Let's say that first off. They replaced the knives. And in a minute, I'm going to show you us using the knives in the field and how that turned out. But JW Bullets and Blades, another YouTuber, he saw my video, and he's been watching my videos for a while. And he basically put me in contact with the right people over at Schrade, particularly Russell Taylor. He's the vice president of Schrade. And the guy I was dealing with, who will remain nameless, had pretty much put me on the pay no mind list. Well, when I spoke to Mr. Taylor, first off, I spoke to him for over an hour on the phone. And he was perfectly willing, happy in fact, to replace the knives, listen to any concerns or anything else that I had, and I have to say, I think that he was sincere. I do honestly believe that he cares about his product, and I think he cared about the situation that developed from those failures. And we addressed how the other person I was dealing with had treated me, and my experiences with him, and I think he actually cared about that too. Long story short, I was pretty impressed with Russell Taylor and his response to everything. And I've been in contact with him not just over the phone that one time, but many times via email. Well, anyway, so he sent me replacement 52s. And if you take a look at this one, it's been used quite a bit. I'll show you the other one in pictures in a minute. You'll see me using it in the field and stuff. But you can see, and you'll see on the video, that I beat the dog snot out of these things. And if the originals had performed like these, I would have never had a complaint in the world. And I gotta say, you know, my initial want to really like these products, well, I got what I wanted. I got that you know, I liked what I had in my hand, and they performed the way I wanted them to. So let's do this. In a second, we're going to go out. I'm going to show you how these things worked out, all the stuff that I put them through, and why I have kind of reformed my opinion back to what I wanted it to be. But I'd like to thank Russell Taylor for his intervention in this matter and his ongoing help with it. And I'd also like to say, for all of you out there, Russell listened to every suggestion I had as to what the problem was, why I thought it broke. I sent him a 3-page kind of detailed analysis of everything that I came up with, which he then sent to the quality control department. And I'd like to give a big shout out to JW Bullets and Blades, because, you know, he got me right to the right person, Russell Taylor, and took care of the whole thing for me with no trouble. So anyway, let's go out in the woods and let's take a look at how these things work. Now that's what I wanted to see out of this knife originally. All of what I've been doing here. That's what I wanted to see out of it. If the other one holds up like this, I'm going to believe that these are great knives. I really want them to be. I love the design. That hollow grind that they've done on this edge makes it a really efficient cutting tool. I mean, really actually makes it good at cutting. And so I'm kind of glad to see that, and I hope that this knife continues to hold up like this, because like I said before, I want to love this, and I'll tell you what, the way this one's performing, I'm starting to really like it even more. We're going to feather stick with this in just a second. Look at that bite. Nice generous finger choil right there. I really like that about this knife. It is curling. It's making some nice curls. It's my own lack of control from chopping all day and having my hand tired that is causing me to lose some of these curls down towards the end. But this, that's really good. Look at that. It'll just roll them off. That's awesome. And I'm going to keep right on working with this knife before I give it my 110% blessing on this. But so far, this one is performing like I hoped the other ones would. And I really want that to be the case, because I want this to be a showboat of under $50 gear that is high quality. I want that. And I'll tell you, I think from talking to Russell Taylor, the vice president of Schrade Knives, because, you know, like I said, he called me. And from talking with him, I think that's what he wants to. I really do. I'm convinced of the man's sincerity. And I'm going to keep working with this knife, and we'll see what happens. This is the second Schrade, the one with the thinner tip that we showed you in the pictures. And I'm just gonna use it, see how it goes. I've been using it a little bit already, and it's already seems better than the others. So we'll just chop a little bit. Now I keep working progressively back, you know, striking here and then going down with each strike, so that each portion of the blade gets a little bit of stress. And that did just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So we'll chop a little more and then we'll do a tip test. That did good. That's doing great. And no breakage. What I want it to see out of the other ones, you know, the first one I was working with, it's got a little thinner or a little thicker tip, and this one has a little thinner, so I'm not really sure about that. Why? You know, it's just somebody ground that one, left it a little thicker, and they ground this one and left it a little thinner. But, you know, so far it seems to be doing fine. All right, now we're going to use this one for some feather sticking. And boy, it will happily make some nice, fine shavings. And I'm actually trying just for fine shavings. I'm not necessarily trying to get curls. I'm just seeing how easily this will shave down this wood. You know, for fine stuff, and I mean really thin. And I got to tell you, from tip to rear, it's doing a really good job. I mean, I can get little fine things off of this with no trouble. You know, I've managed to take all that down and still leave a little bit of curls here. And maybe I should have had a thicker stick, but we're feathering away, and it's making little curls for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. Doing good. All right, guys. So in the end, with the new replacement 52s, I couldn't be happier with their performance. If the first ones had performed like this, I'd have been as happy as could be. You know, as you saw in the video, I did all kinds of stuff to these knives. Nothing affected them. They worked just like they're supposed to. Now, there was one thing that I detected, and I brought it up to Russell Taylor, and one of the reasons why I don't have the other SCHF52 with me to show you is I sent it back to him. And up here, we got our little illustration. You can see that the tips are different sizes. One is thicker than the other, and one's thinner. I sent the thinner one back, and I kept the thicker one, so the thinner one's going to be replaced. You know, I didn't have any trouble with it, but that's a lot better. And you can see it in the picture that, you know, the one is clearly thicker than the other. And this one has been a tank. The other one was a tank. So I really am impressed with the knife at this point. I'm going to continue using it. Now, I didn't just take these out and use them for a day. I've used these for over a week and really got a feel for them. And I can say this, if you get one that is like the replacements that I've gotten, I think you got a fabulous knife for a heck of a price. And Russell Taylor is going to continue to talk with me about improving these knives, and he's very open and wants the input of YouTubers and people who test them. He wants the input of reviewers, but he also, because you guys know me, I don't really review things. What I do is I recommend things. I use them long term, and if I think that they're worth the money, then I recommend them to you. And, you know, and if I think they're absolute failures, then I tell you I think they're failures. In this case, I think, and Russell Taylor admitted that there had been a problem, that it was being addressed, and I think what I picked out as an overlying problem, I think as long as their QC department listens to what I had to say, then I think this is going to be a fabulous knife moving forward. And I got to tell you, I believe the man. Through my correspondence with him and through my conversations with him, I believe him that he cares about the product, wants to improve it, and wants it to be a great value for you, the end user. And this is the only Schrade product that I've had a problem with. I want to make that clear. You know, I've got an SCH3N that's fabulous. That thing's a tank. You couldn't break it if you tried. I think you need a pistol to break it. And I've got some other Schrades. I've never had a problem out of them. This one, I was shocked when I had a problem out of it. Or excuse me, the original ones. And, you know, but this performed just as it should, and I truly believe that Russell Taylor actually wants his products to represent a value to you, the end user. And so I think he's sincere. I think the problem will be addressed, and I think that it will be fixed. And, you know, I think that this is going to go on to be one heck of a budget knife, just representing a phenomenal value at a great price. I think that it will, and I'll keep you guys up to date, and you're going to see this knife used in a lot more videos. But again, I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance. If you like what we do, like us on Facebook, watch our videos, share our videos, like our videos, support us on Patreon, and thanks for watching.